Time Out with GC, in partnership with PPC, building stronger community heroes. Welcome back to Time Out with GC. We've arrived in the beautiful coastal city of Geberha, also known as the Windy City. Now we are casting our net far and wide in search of real community heroes, those that are doing extraordinary work in their community and in turn building stronger communities. Now our next beneficiary has no idea that we are visiting her, but she is doing amazing work right here in the city of Geberha.
Yeah, as I'm standing here in New Brighton. New Brighton is not far from where the factory is located. The PPC factory in Port Elizabeth came for many years manufacturing cement, and we're the only single supplier of cement in the Eastern Cape province, with a kiln running here in Port Elizabeth for many years. New Brighton is the labour sourcing area where we recruit our employees from, and many employees of us over the years came from this New Brighton area.
So Tuli is a mother of a special needs child, and when she had a baby, she was told that this child can't walk and talk and won't be able to see, and she wanted to make sure her child gets the proper education or help to be able to grow and one day be able to be independent and see to himself. She actually went on Google to educate herself on how to be able to educate and help a special needs kid.
Nokuthula Tsotsobe established on the Sparrow Special Needs School in 2016 when she realized that there was a real need in her community to take care for children with special needs.
I started it because I saw that there were a lot of people with special needs kids in the location, in the townships, who can't afford to take their kids to special needs schools. So I decided that, how about I take them under my wing and show them using the same resources that I used in my son, use the same resources with their kids. And ever since the kids came to our center in 2016, I've seen an amazing improvement in their lives, because what we do in our center is that we're doing things differently, in the sense that the curriculum of our school, we follow the children's passions and their hobbies. So when the kids come to our center, we ask the parents, what are the hobbies of the kids? What does this child do in their spare time? So whatever that child does mostly, we use it to choose their curriculum. So each child here is using their passion to reach their full potential.
We care for the community. If you look after the community will look after you. They are the voice of your brand, of your business. And I'm proudly, I can say with pride that we are doing small things, but things that make a difference in the community, like this project today. We had many success stories. Unemployment is a big problem countrywide, but also in the Eastern Cape, especially Port Elizabeth of Geberha. But with unemployment, this initiative is a small beginning in trying to combat unemployment and getting people to have a purpose in life and to make a contribution and to survive.
Being a mother myself, I know what it's like. You want to care for your kid, you want to give them everything, and you want them to be happy. Tuli has shown this. She's done this for a child, and not only for her own child. She's opened her home to have kids within this local community to come here where she can help them. She is not just teaching them, but she's also feeding them. A lot of these kids don't have a plate of food at night, and the next morning they come here to school to get sustained. So they get their porridge here and then the afternoon snack. And then after that, who knows if they will get something in the evening. So her home is really here to provide a meal for the kids as well. She is a very inspiring lady. She inspires me. She has so little, and yet she finds it in her heart to be able to open up her small place, her small home, to help these kids.
Thuli's 18-year-old son uses music to enhance his learning, and despite not having the experience to homeschool, she used the internet and while researching, found a community of caregivers.
I'm still speechless about what happened with being nominated by PPC. I didn't expect it. And to find out that we were actually selected to win the prize, it has blown me away, because the only thing we were doing here was just showing up each day for the kids, not knowing where our next meal was going to come from, because we're not a funded organization. But what we do is just use the resources that we have. We use what we have to do what we can, you know. So when we found out that actually PPC have recognized us and they chose us, that meant a lot to me, because every day when we show up, we really never know what we're going to do. Even this morning, when PPC came, we were struggling to find out, like, well, we're going to get porridge for the kids, not knowing that PPC actually brought porridge and they brought groceries. I'm still emotional about this whole thing. It's still not real to me, but it means a lot to me, because now, I know from today, I don't have to beg for food for tomorrow. I'm not worried about food for next week. We didn't even have a stove. We have a 2-plate stove and one stove that's not working. It's got 2 plates that's working, and it doesn't even have an oven. So we also have kids here that we're teaching to do things like with baking. When we want to bake, like a baking project, we approach next door neighbors. We give them like 5 rand or 10 rand for electricity so that we can bake. So like from today, we'll be using our own stove, we'll be cooking, we'll be making pizzas and lasagnas. Oh, gosh. So yeah, so I'm excited, because not having the equipment, it really demotivates. Your creativity dies. I'm a very creative person. I always imagine things. So when things are not moving, it really demotivates me. Now we have a stove. We're going to bake. We're going to cook up a storm. Even the Sparrow is going to change into a restaurant soon.
Part of PPC's Growing Stronger Communities campaign, we will be installing ramps for the learners who require access to the classrooms.
As a team, we are just honored and proud to be here, to be able to celebrate today with Thuli. Thuli has made a great impact on the community here in New Brighton, as a mother, as a teacher, as a caregiver. And we are proud to be part of her journey here in the New Brighton community.
Yes, there was a spirit, there was excitement, and the excitement was created by the people when we arrived here. We left the factory this morning, and on our way here we drive through the New Brighton township. We arrived here and you could hear the kids in the background. You could hear the people. There's joy, there's fun, there's passion. They're expecting something. And then when we met Thuli here, it was an eye-opener to see how people's eyes can tell a story, that they are being recognized. They've been recognized in the sense small things that they do makes a huge difference for creating a better life for people.
For Nokuthula Tsotsobe, PPC's assistance will go a long way in providing for her school and her students.
And I'm also happy for my kids, because we don't have the physiotherapy equipment. The physiotherapists, they don't come here every day. Maybe they come once every 3 months. So now we've got exercise balls. Our physiotherapy sessions are going to be great. Outdoor play. So yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited. And the learning material, the foam mats with the alphabets, because some of my kids, they can't walk. They're like crawling. So like when he's crawling on top of the alphabets. We'll be able to teach him on the floor. So each child's need will be met, because everything that PPC brought, it actually caters to all the different kinds of students. You didn't cater for only the slow learners or the ones with autism or the one with cerebral palsy. It's like you knew each and every child's individual need. Everything you brought, when I saw the food, I'm like, oh, I know so-and-so loves that, doesn't love that. So it's like you have a list of all my 40 kids, and you cater to each and everyone's need, like physically for the food, and also stimulation, the sensory needs. So I'm so thankful You made it easy for me to dream. Now you're making me more of a bigger dreamer. Because when you don't have resources, it limits you. So now I feel like, okay, the sky is not even the limit. We're going beyond. So I'm so thankful to PPC. You have no idea what you've done for me and my kids.
I had a chat to her in general, and I discovered that her uncle, the late Nokuthula Tsotsobe, was a friend of mine that I met in 1995 when I arrived here, and we were together in the community doing community projects. So it was coincidence today that I came here, and the family of the late Nokuthula Tsotsobe is doing this sort of project. This is really touching the heart. It's really touching and show that there is a lot of goodwill amongst ourselves. We must just put things together, and then the end result will speak by itself.
Phenomenal work being done by Nokuthula Tsotsobe right here in the community of New Brighton in Geberha. Thank you once again for the work that you are doing every single day and helping your students to excel. Now, if you know someone who's doing phenomenal work just like Nokuthula, please nominate them. The email address is strengthbeyond@ppc.co.za, and we'd like to know why they should be nominated as one of our beneficiaries. Not more than 250 words. We'll take an ad break. When we do come back, we will chat to Tanya Arendse. She's the owner of Black Rose Tattoo Studio in Woodstock, Cape Town, where she's doing fantastic work when it comes to tattooing and also helping women who has suffered breast cancer and how she reconstructs the area around the areola. We'll see you after the break right here on Time Out with GC.
Time Out with GC in partnership with PPC, building stronger community heroes.